Welcome to Age Friendly Cleveland. My name is Mary McNamara, and I'm the director of the Cleveland Department of Aging. Across our country, we have what we call an aging network of services because no one division of government, agency, hospital system, or faith-based group provides all the services an older adult might need to age successfully. As examples, some older adults may need transportation or in-home health care, modifications to the home, or resources for staying engaged after retirement. It is our hope with this Age Friendly Cleveland series that you might learn more about the resources right here in Cleveland. This next segment is about one of the trusted agencies we work closely with every day to make Cleveland an age-friendly city.
We're here with Marlene Robinson-Statler, and she's the Executive Officer of the Cuyahoga County Department of Senior and Adult Services. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
All right, Marlene, tell us about the Cuyahoga County's Department of Senior and Adult Services. What's your mission?
At the Senior and Adult Services, our mission is to preserve the independence of our seniors and to provide them resources to allow them to remain in their home.
Tell me about some of the programs that you provide.
Okay, so at the Division of Senior and Adult Services, we consider our programs the Centers of Excellence. So within the Centers of Excellence, we have our Adult Protective Services Program, also known as APS. We have our Home Support Department. We have our Options for Independent Living Department. We also have our Aging and Disability Resource Network and our Information Services Department and our Centralized Intake.
You guys have a rich history.
Yes.
Tell me something about that.
Yes. Well, our history is we were with the Division of Children and Family Services, and we actually became an independent agency in 1992. So our mission is regarding preserving independence, but our philosophy is to make sure that we take care of our vulnerable adults in our community and those adults with disabilities.
You were speaking about taking care of adults. One of the duties with your organization is to protect adult services and adults over the age of 60 who may be victims of abuse, neglect, self-neglect, and financial exploitation. Tell me how you help some of these people.
Okay, now our Adult Protective Services Department is our one state-mandated department that we have, and through that we investigate allegations, as you mentioned, of abuse, neglect, self-neglect, and financial exploitation. So what we normally do is someone makes contact with the agency, and they can do that either by phone, because we have a one-call phone number, centralized intake, or they can do a referral online. We have a web portal also for that. So when they initially make that call or we investigate that call, then a social worker would go to that person's home and make contact with them and investigate that call.
How can someone out there, if they see or experience some of this abuse, how can they get in contact and report it?
At the Division of Senior Adult Services, our hotline number is 216-420-6700.
And can it be anonymous?
Well, all reports are confidential. Okay, as far as the information is confidential.
And what are some of the signs you may see from abuse? What are the signs that you may see out there that people can see and then report to you?
So what we normally would look for neglect, someone that may be disheveled. When we look at self-neglect, sometimes we go into the homes if we see that there is a lot of clutter or if there's hoarding or something going on. With financial exploitation, usually someone reports either something is happening financially as far as with any banking institution. There's either been major withdrawals or something going on in that light, or checks being written for large amounts to specific people, which then has them referred to us. Usually our referrals come from neighbors, come from family, come from concerned individuals in regards to the community.
What's the process that someone would have to go through to make these reports?
To make the report is very simple. They would make contact with our phone number, the 216-420-6700, which is our hotline number. They would call, and someone on that line, one of our social workers, would take their information. We would then follow up and have that case assigned to a social worker who would then make contact with the individual and make contact with the whatever was reported as far as the person. They would, in order to make contact, go to their home and so forth, investigate the matter.
Okay. Your organization offers different types of services, home support services. Can you give me some details on those programs and who's eligible and who can access them?
Okay, so with our programs, what we look at first, the APS is our only state-mandated program, but within the Division of Senior Adult Services, what we look at is programs that do wraparound services. So not only are we protecting the vulnerable adults, but we're also looking at how can we maintain or preserve the independence of an individual that is 60 and over or between the ages of 18 and 59. So for instance, through our home support department, we offer homemaking services.
Okay.
That means someone's coming into your home and they provide cleaning services, some personal care, along with we have nurses on staff. We have a clinical department and a community-based department. Within our clinical department, the nurses could come into the home and assist with medication, education around maybe diabetes or a health issue, and they do skilled care for our clients. Someone may be recently released from a hospital so that we could maintain their independence in their home. Also, within our Options for Independent Living program, we offer several facets of assistance for our seniors, because for us, our seniors not only 60 plus. We look at the person 18 to 59 that may have some disabilities that may need some assistance also. So we would be looking at services such as we have home delivered meals for someone that maybe needs assistance providing a meal, and we look at standards of care, at least 5 meals provided for our seniors. We also look at providing transportation. We have medical transportation for our seniors to get them back and forth to their appointments. We also have emergency response buttons, because obviously if you're in the home and something happens, you want to be able to reach someone immediately, so we install emergency response buttons. Then within our options program, we also have grab bars. We install grab bars in the home for those that maybe need assistance getting not only in the bathroom, but in other parts of the home. You may need grab bars to provide assistance for mobility. Then we have chore, which comes in and also provides some assistance with moving things, because obviously someone at a particular age may have limited physical limitations and things like that, so the chore services would be provided for them. Now, in addition to that, our options program and our home support department are umbrellaed under our clinical programs. Then our community-based programs is where we have our APS. But in addition to that, within our APS department, we have what's called the Aging and Disability Resource Network. Okay. So the Aging and Disability Resource Network is actually, it's funded through the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. But through that program, we're actually able to have our social workers go into the community and do what we call benefits checkup. So benefits checkup would be someone sitting and interviewing one of our community members and seeing maybe if they're eligible for some assistance with their utilities. Maybe they're eligible for tax exemptions. Maybe they're eligible for HEAP or things like that. And actually, instead of that person having to access a utility company, access the tax services, we're doing all of those services for them. Maybe they're eligible for food assistance, or formerly known as SNAP now. So we would look at all the things they would be eligible for. Along with that, under our Aging Disability Resource Network, we offer a bed bug program. And the bed bug program is actually a facet of the City of Cleveland offers a bed bug program, and because that focuses on the residents of the City of Cleveland, through our bed bug program, we're able to focus in on the residents of Cuyahoga County, outside of the City of Cleveland. So we also offer that program.
That is a lot of services.
Yes.
And of course, if they go to your website, they can see a lot of these services
Absolutely.
that are there.
Absolutely.
And we'll definitely get the name of the website,
yes,
so people can go to that. But in what other ways does your organization serve as advocates for older adults?
Advocates for older adults. So actually, we have our Office on Aging, and one of the roles of the Office on Aging is to provide marketing, outreach services, but they also act as a liaison and advocate any legislation going on in regards to our seniors. So for instance, right now we have a huge campaign around food insecurity. Okay. And so what we found is that our seniors were trading not paying for medications or not providing or not being, our seniors were not able to afford groceries in exchange for medication. So we found with food insecurity, we were able to do two things. One, we have a collaboration with the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. And it was the first one established with a county entity, so that we actually have an emergency senior service food pantry on site. Along with that, like the Office on Aging around food insecurity, they're doing things to meet with legislation to find out what's going on, what other programs or services we can offer to assist our seniors. Say, for instance, we normally may receive a call on a Friday at 4 p.m. And if we receive a call on Friday 4 p.m., it's very difficult for us to be able to make it to a grocery store to provide groceries for an individual. So instead, we have emergency services, we have emergency food bank on site, so that we can make sure that person is at least taken care of through the weekend. And then on Monday, we can follow up to see what other benefits they may be eligible for, which may include the SNAP program and may include other services.
Looking at your organization, you have something called Adults Successfully Age. Tell me about that and what programs you have in place to help these people successfully age.
Okay, so within the Division of Senior Adult Services, we actually see the adult as far as aging. I actually see it in stages. Okay, so stages starting at between the ages of 50 and 60. So we normally see those that are contacting your agency between 50 and 60. Mainly their question or their comment or concern is, how can I find additional employment? Maybe I retired from my first employment, I want to look at some other things, and I really don't need any long-term assistance, but maybe I need someone to come into my home to help clean the home, to help me keep the home up. So then I would look at homemaking services, their home support department. Then as we age between 60 and 70, we start looking at maybe there's some physical decline. Maybe now I also need some assistance with my activities of daily living, which would be maybe I need some personal care, someone that come in and assist with bathing and other personal needs. Then as I age between 70 and 80, we see additional decline going on, and maybe I'm not able to prepare my own meals. So then we look at the options program for home delivered meals. Maybe I'm no longer driving. So then I need assistance with the medical transportation. And then if the decline should continue between 80 and 90, because our agency is currently servicing 20 people who are over age 100.
Wow.
Okay, so we have centurions. So obviously as the stages progress, more of our services are available for the individual.
Well, with that growing demographic of older adults, what programs do you have that are new and innovative that you may be considering for older adults?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Well, actually, we have the Senior Innovation Forum, and this is something that was initiated in 2015. And basically what we looked at was what new models or programs are out there either nationally or locally that we could provide for our seniors, and we could think about programs or services within some of our senior centers, which we are now changing the name from senior centers to wellness models, because most of our seniors tell us they don't want to be classified as a senior. We have older adults, so there's a lot of different acronyms out there, but want to be classified as seniors and senior centers. So we look at wellness models, and we look at some of the other national models. So within that, we sent out an RFP, a request for proposals, to look at how agencies, not only the senior center, but how you could collaborate with an institution, educational institution, medical institution, and actually come up with a program or service for our seniors in those senior centers. So initially, the first year, phase 1, was to submit the proposals, and 4 of those collaborations actually received a $25,000 grant, so they could start implementing, assessing the needs, and so forth. In the second phase, the second year, we then would initiate a $50,000 grant. So out of those 4 collaborations, which of those 4 we would move on to the second phase. And actually, I'm very happy to report that this year we'll be able to continue the Senior Innovation Grant and look at some of those services. So out of those services, for instance, we have a service called Project Care. And so out of Project Care, what would happen is several cities came together, municipalities came together, and it provides services to the seniors as far as remodeling homes, as far as home modifications for those that have disabilities.
With all these great programs in place, what is the best way for our viewers to get in touch with you and get to some of your services?
Well, the best way to contact us would be through our telephone line, our centralized intake. The phone lines are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the phone number is 216-420-6700, or they can go to our website. And that would be at DSAS, short acronym for Division of Senior and Adult Services, DSAS at CattleCounty.com.
All right.
Excuse me. DSAS at CattleCounty.us. Okay.
Well, we're going to put it right across down there for everyone to see it, so make sure that we have it correct. I want to thank you for coming on our show and giving our viewers all this great information, useful information that they're definitely going to need. All right? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For TV20, I'm Enrique Correa, and we are Age Friendly Cleveland.